In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the rear window regulator assembly on your Honda Pilot. Let's get started. Under the handle, there's going to be a little door. Using a right angle pick, we're going to go on the bottom and release the door and pull that out. Remove the two Phillips head screws. There's one Phillips head screw located in the middle of the door. This panel right here is going to come out. Using a small pick, we're going to go under the window switch and pop it up. Once we pop it up, there will be one connector behind here. There's going to be a push button right here. We're going to push that and release the connector. Under there, you'll find one more Phillips head screw. Remove the screw. Go around the door and pop off all the clips. Get the door card to swing freely. Now we're going to pick it straight up. Behind the door card, there's going to be a plastic clip going to the door handle with a pole inside. We're going to remove this plastic clip off of this pole and pull the pole out of the clip. Then we can remove our door card. Remove the grommet out of the top left of the door. I used a trim tool. Now we're going to go through and peel down the vapor barrier. This one is coming off very easy. Usually these are pretty stuck to the door. Take your time, try not to rip the plastic barrier. And we're going to pull the left side off. And that should give us all of the room we need. You may need to pull this side down just a little bit. Install the window switch. Using the window switch, put the window down. We're going to put our window down until we can see both 10mm bolts right here. Remove the two bolts. I'm going to use a bit of painter's tape on the outside of the window. I'm going to leave a bit of a tail here. I'm going to do a second piece as well. With the two pieces of tape on the window, we're going to reach over and pull the window up. I'm going to push the window all the way up. And tape both sides. We're taping the glass so that while we're working inside of the door, the glass does not fall down inside of the door and shatter. Remove the connector. Using a trim tool, we're going to pop the plastic clip out of the door, and there will be one more. And that's the pigtail for the motor. Remove the three 10mm bolts for the window motor. It is optional to remove these two side screws fully. You do not have to. I'm going to pop this rod out of its holder. And then we'll remove the two 10mm bolts at the top of the window regulator. and 2 more on the bottom of the regulator. With all of our bolts removed, we're going to lift slightly up on the assembly and then push it back, and that will allow these bolts to come up and go through their sight holes. As we're pulling out the window motor, we're also going to feed this harness through this little white grommet right here. Right here, there's a plastic clip holding one of the regulator lines in place. There's 2 tabs on this. We're going to squeeze the tabs and push the plastic through the door. Just like that. Remove the assembly. We're going to take one of our leftover bolts and we're going to thread it into the top left of the new regulator. You want about a 1/2 inch or a finger's worth of space. We are going to fully remove this bolt right here. It's a 10mm socket. And then we're just going to thread these out a little bit. Install the new regulator assembly. We're going to get 1 bolt hung right here. And we'll do the same thing with our motor. We'll get the 2 bolts started. We're also going to thread our cable through the white grommet in the door, and we can connect that. Push until you hear a click. If you don't hear a click, give it a pull and make sure it's locked in. We're going to snug down the bolts that we have started. Leave them slightly loose so you can make adjustments. Get the rest of the bolts started. Once you have all 4 bolts started for the window regulator, go ahead and snug them down. And we'll move over and add our last one onto the motor. Snug it down. Using our window switch, we're going to pull the motor all the way up until the pad contacts the glass. Once you move the track all the way up, go ahead and remove the tape off of your window. And using the window switch, we'll put it down until our bolts are in this position. Do the same thing on the other side. On the back side of the door, you're going to find a white clip on one of the cables. You're going to match this white clip up with the door and clip it into place. At this point, it's a good idea to test your window. Make sure it goes up and down fully. Once you're done testing, remove the connector out of the window switch. Put that to the side. And we're going to pull the vapor barrier back over, putting this harness through the hole in the plastic. Slide the rod up and put it inside of its clip. And then continue with the vapor barrier. If your vapor barrier is not sticking, you can use a weatherproof tape or get extra butyl tape and use it to stick it down. Install the grommet in the top left. We're going to install the door card onto the car. As we do this, we're going to pull this pigtail through this hole. And we're going to line up the door handle with the rod. Put the rod into the door handle and then close the white clip on the pole, making sure it snaps into place. Make sure that the lock is lined up in its right position. And we're going to push the door card down onto the door, making sure our pigtail is coming out. And we're going to go around the door, pushing on it, making sure to clip in all of the clips around the outside. Install the 2 screws for the door handle. Install the little black trim piece. Install the screw in the middle of the door. Install the screw under the window switch. Install the connector for the window switch. Push until you hear a click. If you don't hear a click, pull on it and make sure it's locked in. To install the cup holder / window switch, we're going to start at the front and it's going to hook in. And then we'll push down in the back and lock it in.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.